So just a little update. I've been running and flaring these brake lines, and I went to the front here, and this is the 660 model on the surge actuator, and this is a really nice unit. And what you do is you tap in to the brake area right into there. This is a 3/16 line, and then I bend that through. I drilled a hole through there, I don't know, half-inch bit or something. It's probably a half-inch. So I drilled a hole through there, and I kind of tapered it a little bit, like back, you know, as opposed to just straight up and down. Try to get some of these sharp edges off of there. So, but I like this harder line because you can actually kind of bend it a little bit and then have it go through there and be in the center. So what I'm going to do is then I'm going to take, you know, some of this kind of like wire protector stuff and then, you know, further protect it like that way. So just so it doesn't, you know, like rub up and down inside of there and, you know, chip away at that line. Because, you know, I mean, I guess you could just take a little piece out and splice it or whatever, but, you know, the line is looking really good, and I don't want to have to do this a bunch of times. So ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, I suppose. But that's the way I did it. That's looking really good down in there. And I ran the line along the trailer assembly, and it comes back all the way to here. I just kind of have it zip tied for now, but you can bend these lines a little bit. See how I have kind of like an arc to that? And then there's my connection, and I got a little bit of a loop in there to have some play to go into the caliper. And then the other side is kind of the same over there. So I just need to connect the T splitter over to that other flexible kind of like braided line over there. So yeah, so far so good. It's looking pretty good. I've been on my back, flaring, doing all this stuff. You know, a lot of people I see with these kits, with these flaring brake line kits, you know, it's like one of these deals with one of these deals, and then your individual little nipple is, you know, they're doing it inside the garage and stuff like that, and they have a vise. And that would be nice if you have a vise and somewhere secure, so it's all like perpendicular and 90 degrees and stuff. But a lot of times you're just out in the field, you know, maybe you're on a farm and your brakes went out. You need to replace the brake line. So you can do it just by hand, and it's fine. It works. Just be careful, you know, make sure everything lines up. But yeah, looking pretty good so far. That's real good. Gonna get that in there. It just doesn't wear. And I could have gone with this flexible line again. You know, I could have done that. You know, they sell those kits. They're just, you know, kind of one size fits all for the flexible line on like Amazon or whatever for, I don't know, 60, 70 bucks, 80 bucks maybe, I don't know. And it's okay, I guess, but I just prefer the hard line on the brakes. It's a lot more durable, and it's actually less expensive too. So yeah, plus I like doing it myself. All right, we're on the ground now, and underneath the trailer, and gonna be putting new brake lines on our calipers, and I'm going to run some flexible stuff. Going to run some flexible stuff from the actual caliper over to the new brake line, and I got solid brake line coming in, so I've got this 3/16, you know, basically steel, I don't know what it is, cadmium, whatever the heck it is, brake line coming in. It's, you know, solid, it's not flexible. Got rid of the other flexible stuff, and got to attach it to the caliper itself. But the caliper and the wheels, you know, they bounce up and down quite a bit. So what's recommended is that you use a kind of like a 12-inch or so kind of flexible line when you branch off from the actual hard line itself. So I got a kit and I'm making the connection here. So this is just a small little piece that's going to connect to the caliper, and what you do, this is 3/16, and you connect it to the appropriate one, put it in there, and this kit comes with little teeny tiny like adapters. So what you want to do is you want to have your brake line pop up about the same height as the little pin, and then this is going to fit inside there, and then this doohickey, this clamp, is going to fit down there and cause that little bubble to go down. So let me see if I can get that done. See, that's smushing it down pretty good, and I think that's causing a nice little flare in there. So I'm gonna undo it. All right, see how we did. Got our little bubble. It popped out. That's good. And it does look like a flare in there. So I think it did do a little flare. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back and we're just gonna go down with just the top, and we're gonna do a double bubble or a double flare or whatever you want to call it. There we go. Let's stick that in there. Alright, give that a couple cranks. I bet you that's got a little nipple in there now. Yeah, it's looking pretty good, I bet. Tighten that down. You get the steel lines, man. You gotta tighten those down quite a bit. So there you go. There's your little bubble. It's looking pretty good. Okay, I've got my little connector piece. I think it looks pretty good. I did the double flare, so it's got a little bit of an indent there. And then obviously has a little flare there, so that'll push it down, and then that'll go inside. And you'll see inside there it's got like a little, I don't know, kind of like a little nipple or receptacle, I guess, and that's where that other piece of the flare is gonna go. So yeah, I feel really good about this. I'm gonna put it on to the caliper and then start running the rest of the line.